wake up in the morning, I roll up and count my money. I'm so wavy, I'm so wavy, I'm so wavy, I'm so wavy. All my bitches love me, they gon' answer for a real one. I'm so wavy, I'm so wavy, I'm so wavy, I'm so wavy. I'm so wavy, I'm so wavy. All these wanna have my baby. I'm so handsome, I'm so ballin'. Must be why my ex is calling. I'm so wavy in that turbo Porsche. She's so wavy in that new Mercedes. Independent chick, yeah, I'm a top of lady. She ain't never asked, but I did it for my baby. Wavy like Beyonce on the surfboard. I'm getting money, but she worth more. She can get it when she want it. I'm so happy that I need a red carpet. Oh yeah. When I wake up in the morning, I roll up and count my money. I'm so wavy, I'm so wavy, I'm so wavy, I'm so wavy. All my bitches love me, they gon' answer for a real one. I'm so wavy, I'm so wavy, I'm so wavy, I'm so wavy.
Too many wanna be him. I'm so wavy in these red Timbs. Really arm, neck, wrist, chest. Baby mama friend, she next. Dial 1-800 when you need me. On my ABC, you never be a G. Check my range, I'm Steffin' when you need a 3. I give her shit for days, and when she need D, sure they wanna ride with a surf guy. Lil' got more than her ex guy. Lil' purse costs more than your next guy. Tell your friends don't play, cause I sue up the man where I come from. A lot.
Greetings, transit community. Welcome to the review of the 2006 to 07 Daimler Chrysler Orion VII old generation hybrids. These buses were the third set of Orion VII old gen hybrids ever made by Daimler Chrysler. The fleet numbers ranges from 3500 through 3783 and 6690 through 6905. 3500 through 3599 and 6690 through 6789 were 2006 models. 3600 through 3783 and 6790 through 6905 were 2007 models. Now time for their history. 3500 through 3599 were the first local buses purchased by MTA Bus Company. They replaced many of the GMC RTS that MTA Bus inherited from private companies, while 6690 through 6789 retired the rebuilt GMC RTS from New York City Transit. 3600 through 3783 replaced all remaining GMC RTS and TMC RTS that MTA Bus inherited from private companies, while 6790 through 6905 retired some TMC RTS at New York City Transit and displaced various older buses to MTA Bus. One bus, 3563, has been converted to diesel to run on a conventional diesel engine to an automatic transmission by 2013 following a fire accident. The bus was evaluated in service to determine if it was feasible to convert other hybrid buses at MTA Bus Company to diesel. As the hybrids have aged, the expensive hybrid components have experienced a higher failure rate. MTA Bus Company routes also have conditions where the full potential of hybrids is not reached. Ultimately, it was decided against converting the hybrids to diesel buses due to high cost. Now, as for the depot procurements, is that these buses were first delivered to Mother Clara Hale Depot, Amsterdam Depot, Tuskegee Airmen Depot, Manhattanville Depot, East New York Depot, Casey Stengel Depot, Baisley Park Depot, Spring Creek Depot, JFK Depot, Far Rockaway Depot, LaGuardia Depot, and Michael J. Quill Depot. In 2008, Mother Clara Hill was closed for renovations. Then the buses were transferred to Manhattanville and Amsterdam Depot. Amsterdam Depot was closed initially on September 7, 2003 in favor of Tuskegee Airmen Depot's operation. Then it reopened on January 6, 2008 due to the closing of Mother Clara Hale Depot with their start of renovation. On June 27, 2010, it was finally closed again due to budget cuts. In 2013, every last one of Spring Creek Depot's units were then split to other depots around MTA Bus companies like JFK Depot.
After 3563 was converted into diesel, it serves a Cummins EPA 07 ISL engine along with an Allison V400R WorldTech 3 transmission.
Story time. Since my arrival from Haiti in 2007, I had been riding these buses along with the RTS on the B-17. Then, when I went to Manhattan with my parents, I had seen many of these when they were based out of Manhattanville Bus Depot until the remainder of the 2000s decade. On March 20th, 2017, I was on the B7 bus when I saw an old generation hybrid on the B47 for the very first time at the intersection of Remsen and Kings Highway. Later on in August of that same year, I saw another one which probably could be the same unit as it was in March, running the same route. In September 2019, Spring Creek Bus Depot with an MTA bus company had a turning point with their bus fleet since their last old-gen hybrid left in 2013. They acquired number 3563 from JFK Depot as a loaner. Until November 21st, 2 months later, it was officially a permanently transferred bus unit. On February 20th, 2020, I was in my father's black Honda CR-V when I saw this unit running the BU-103 via the Flatbush Junction. By the late summer of 2020, it was my last time riding these in Brooklyn, as well as the second generation from 2004 to 2005. Throughout 2020, these buses were being put into storage at Eastchester Bus Depot until they were marked scrap between the ending of that year and 2021. In 2021, I was riding these every once in a while in Manhattan until November. Manhattanville, Mother Clara Hale, and Michael J. Quill were the last three depots of New York City Bus and MAPSTOA to retire their old-gen hybrids. Meanwhile, on May 21st, 2021, it was my first time riding the Q35 route. I was riding number 3507 towards the middle of the Marine Park to visit the BCal Auto Mall. On my way back to the Kings Plaza Shopping Center, number 3656 in the opposite direction. On July 2nd, 2021, I rode number 3519 on the Q110 route towards the middle of Jamaica, Queens. That was the first time I was riding a Baisley Park Depot route. On January 5th, 2022, I rode 6900 on the B83. This was my first time riding a Q83, a Queens Village-based route, and a first Queens Village-based old-gen hybrid bus. On March 20th, 2023, I rode number 3653 on the Q8 route to 97th Avenue. I also rode number 3532 on the Q41 route, which became my first time I rode this route and my second JFK Depot route I rode on. On April 24, 2023, I rode 3508 towards 133rd Street. That was my very last time I rode an old-gen hybrid. Now, here are the analytics. When these bus models show up in New York City since 2001, their front faces commemorate our most favorite pre-2000 models, the Orion VIs. This also reminds us of the Orion VI hybrids, which were brought here before the Orion VIIs. Their slanted windows are built to withstand a collision impact top to bottom. These old-gen hybrids were the very last models from Daimler Chrysler and Orion Bus Industries to have a slanted window for the driver's cabin. My favorite spec of these buses are their low floor section from the front to the middle of the bus, including the small steps to the high floor section at the rear portion of it. This was built like this to provide less intensive accessibility compared to the Orion VIs that are ADA friendly on the full high floor platform. Since I immigrated here, these buses weren't growing on me as much as a vehicle enthusiast. This was because of their boxy aesthetics that don't do well with me, as I prefer the aesthetics, outlines, and faces with a few curves like the RTS and the Excelsiors. The funny name I came up with for these Orion VII OGs in hybrid and CNG sources is
the Bumpy Goo Goo Bus.
Even the rear has a panel that makes it a little messy. Until I was over 10 years old, the design grew on me miraculously, even when I was riding these buses more and more on the B7 route to school and back home as a middle school student. Another thing I like more than their designs are their engine noises.
Yes, sir!
The engine hums with a propulsion a component to generate power to the bus that helps make a bit of a subtle laser sound effect when accelerating and decelerating. This propulsion sound effect still goes on to the newer hybrid buses we then have today and all over the world. Meanwhile, number 3563 was the only unit with a diesel engine and the only one with a transmission. This unit is the unit that could have survived longer than they did, as diesel engines have more robust components, lower RPMs, and are designed for higher durability, especially when it comes to long distance driving. This is why many operators like this compared to the hybrid buses. Plus, the one fact I knew about the old gen hybrids for years that most fanners and operators don't know, these buses have more traction on the road surfaces, even on snow, compared to the newer generation hybrids. This was because their batteries on their rooftops are more heavier to carry. Speaking of the new generation hybrid buses, those are the Orion VII next generation hybrids that we have had since 2008 as 2008 through 2010 models. When I first saw those in 2009 as a 6-year-old, these buses were immediately my most favorite buses compared to any low floor models and high floor models I was riding. This was until the Excelsiors took over the city from 2011. Back to the old generations, we had 3 generations of this hybrid bus model as Gen 1 in 2002 to 03, Gen 2 in 2004 to 05, and Gen 2 Pluses in 2006 to 07. Out of those 3 generations, the basic second generation from 2004 to 05 are my favorites because of their cleaner EPA, but a much deeper humming of their engines. The only type of old gen I dislike out of all are the CNG powered units. The noise that they make was my biggest pet peeve of any vehicle. Now, this reason I hated it are the reasons why the fanners and employees liked it. In 2017, I was a new intern at Michael J. Quill Depot with a relative as a MTA veteran. Number 6745 was my first old gen hybrid from this depot in Manhattan I embarked on. In 2015, the Gen 1s were the first set of old gen hybrids from Manhattanville Bus Depot I rode in Manhattan in general. Until 2019, when I moved on to East New York Depot, 6800 was the first old gen hybrid I controlled there, followed by a few in the same generation and the Gen 2s until the remainder of the year. Also, I have a favorite location in Queens. In the years 2013 through 2017, I had been going to the beach consecutively at Jacob Riis Park in July. While we were barbecuing there, I enjoyed seeing these buses running both routes that terminates apart from where we settled. As of 2020, these old gen hybrids following the second generation basically were commencing retirement due to the vast order of the Novabus LFS hybrids, New Flyer Excelsior XDE40s, New Flyer Excelsior XD40s, and Novabus LFS being delivered into New York City Bus, an MTA bus company from 2020 through 2005. On February 10, 2022, Mother Clara Hale Depot was the very last depot of the whole New York City Transit, MAPSTOA, and the Manhattan Bus Division to retire their 2006 to 07 old gen hybrids fleet as a whole. The final 3 units out of JFK Depot, 3708, 3751, and 3762, were retired by March 24, 2024. This ended a 23-year citywide operation of the Orion VII models dating back to 2001 in 3 generations.
More fanning experience with the bus company OGens, so I will get into that. I rode these OGens at John F. Kennedy Depot, JFK, Far Rockaway Depot, LaGuardia Depot, not at Baisley Park Depot, unfortunately, but I did ride a LaGuardia OGen that was loaned to College Point, which would be my last ever LaGuardia OGen ride, which was not on a LaGuardia bus route. It was on a College Point bus route. Now, my thoughts on these is, honestly, the NYCT ones I prefer, but the bus company ones are equally as good as those. Just, I like them better at NYCT. These OGens also were really nice and sounded good. depending on the unit, of course. Now, another thing about these O-Gens is I caught 3506, the only Horizon O-Gen I ever caught on the Q35. My last ever O-Gen ride of all time was 3762 on the Q40 in March before all the O-Gens were wiped out. I also caught an O-Gen and a Hawker behind a O-Gen once in the snow in Jamaica. Now, the bus company O-Gens are nostalgic compared to the NYCT. That's it.
Now, the rate for these buses, 8.5 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. These buses are gone, but definitely will never be forgotten, as we will always remember these Gen 2 Pluses as the very last O-Gen hybrid ever made by Daimler Chrysler after Orion Bus Industries, and the very last bus model in history with a slanted window. Enjoy!
No, no, no. My name is no. My sign is no. My number is no. You need to let it go. You need to let it go. Need to let it go. I to the no, no, no. My name is no. My sign is no. My number is no. You need to let it go. You need to let it go. Need to let it go. I to the no, no, no. First you gonna say you ain't running game, thinking I believe in every word. Call me beautiful, so original, telling me I'm not like other girls. I was in my zone before you came along. Now I'm thinking maybe you should go. Blah blah blah. I be like nah to the I to the no no no. All my ladies listen up. If that boy ain't giving up, lick your lips and swing your hips, girl. All you gotta say. My name is no, my sign is no, my number is no. You need to let it go, you need to let it go, need to let it go. Down to the I to the no, no, no. My name is no, my sign is no, my number is no. You need to let it go, you need to let it go, need to let it go. Down to the I to the no, no, no. Thank you in advance, I don't wanna dance. I don't need your hands all over me. If I want a man, then I'ma get a man. But it's never my priority. I was in my zone before you came along. Don't want you to take this personal. Blah, blah, blah. I be like nah to the I to the no, no, no. All my ladies listen up. If that boy ain't giving up, lick your lips and swing your hips. Girl, all you gotta say is my name is no, my sign is no, my number is no. You need to let it go, you need to let it go, need to let it go. Down to the I to the no, no, no. My name is no, my sign is no, my number is no. You need to let it go, you need to let it go, need to let it go. Down to the I to the no, no, no. I'm feeling untouchable, untouchable. I'm feeling untouchable, untouchable. I'm feeling untouchable, untouchable. I'm feeling hey, hey, hey. Feeling untouchable, untouchable. I'm feeling untouchable, untouchable. I'm feeling untouchable, untouchable. I'm feeling no, no, no. All my ladies listen up. If that boy ain't giving up, lick your lips and swing your hips, girl. All you gotta say is my name is no, my sign is no, my number is no. You need to let it go, you need to let it go, need to let it go. Down to the I to the no, no, no. My name is no, my sign is no, my number is no. You need to let it go, you need to let it go, need to let it go. Down to the I to the no, no, no. Untouchable, 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 untouchable. Down to the I to the no, 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 no.
All because of you, I be on the phone all night long. Oh. Don't be smart when you do it to me. Oh no, no, no. I be on my business, shawty, but you be on my mind, shawty. Let me follow my honey, Kiss me to the cellular, kiss me to the phone. Can't Can't you see I'm into ya? Can't you see I'm in love? Kiss me to the cellular, kiss me to the phone. Yeah, messing with my medulla. I can't talk alone. Oh no, no. Emiliano, 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 no. Emiliano, 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 no. You're one in a Emiliano, no. My Emiliano, 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 no. Girl, I wanna know what it feel like, what it feel like. Like I know I see beat for real life, for real life. In my condo, loving up your body in fast and slow mo. If I hit you, it's my combo. Can you never ever let me go? Dancing kiss me to the cellular, kiss me to the phone.